Hello guys, and welcome back to Sniff with Steph. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate all the support. Today we are going to talk about the most delectable, sweet, yummy, delicious fragrances on the market. We're going to talk about true gourmands. And when I say gourmand, I don't mean just fragrances that are, very sweet. No, I'm talking about foodie fragrances that make your mouth water and you feel like you have, a delicious dessert in front of you. I wanted to stay very true to the gourmand definition, and I tried to really have an array of different gourmands in here. I feel like there's something for everyone. There's fruity, there's chocolate, there's almond, there's all the different notes. And so I think it's gonna be a really helpful and fun video. As always, if you like my content, like and subscribe down below, and let's get to it. The first fragrance I want to talk about is the Embrace by Navitus Parfums. And I've talked about this a couple times before in my other videos. I have a decant of it, and this is just such a gorgeous gourmand fragrance. Oh my goodness gracious. Whew. So the notes in the Embrace are sesame, bergamot, mandarin, honey, coffee, vanilla, vetiver, and cedar. This is such an incredible nutty fragrance. That sesame is so prominent and so nutty, and the great thing about this fragrance is it's sweet, but it's not too sweet. Like, you got a bunch of almonds or sesame seeds and roasted them and then drizzled honey on top. It is so delicious. Like, my mouth is literally watering. I could eat this. If you love nutty fragrances, if you like warm, cocooning fragrances, and if you like fragrances that are super gourmand, but are not overly sweet, you have to check this out. Also, I definitely get a little bit of that coffee. And I think combined with the nuttiness, it just adds this really delicious depth and this little bitter touch, which is so just amazing. And this is perfectly unisex. It's not too sweet for a man. I think this is incredible for fall, but it's not too heavy that it couldn't be worn in the other seasons. If you love nutty gourmands, you have to check out the Embrace. Next on my list is a fragrance that is just wow, super gourmand, super edible. This is Oajan by Parfums de Marly. Now, technically, this is one of their male fragrances, but to me, this is perfectly unisex, especially if you're a woman who loves unisex fragrances. Oajan has notes of cinnamon, honey, osmanthus, benzoin, ambergris, labdanum, and artemisia, tonka, vanilla, patchouli, and musk. But what I really get from this fragrance is the cinnamon and the honey. And when I say this is gourmand, imagine you have a cinnamon apple crisp and it's just oozing with just a ton of cinnamon and sweetness and those really baked gooey apples. That is what I get from this fragrance. It's incredibly potent and it's incredibly gourmand. It is delicious. It just screams the holidays. I'm pretty sure this was on my top holiday fragrances. If you don't like cinnamon, you will not like this fragrance. If you don't like heavy hitters, you will not like this fragrance. It is not for the faint of heart. But if you do, it's a 10 out of 10. I highly recommend you get your nose on Oajan. Next is a fragrance that not a lot of people talk about. I've heard some people talk about it, but it deserves more hype. And this is for you caramel lovers out there. And I'm talking about Salt Caramel by Shay and Blue. So the notes in Salt Caramel are simple. It's caramel, sea salt, tonka bean, and sandalwood. And when I tell you this is one of the most divine caramel fragrances I have ever gotten my nose on, if you enjoy fragrances that smell like kettle corn, like caramel popcorn, it's sweet, it's salty, it makes your mouth water, it's the epitome of a gourmand fragrance, you will die over this. That's all it is. It's very simple. It's just a huge blast of salted caramel, but it is delicious. And also, for a niche fragrance, it's moderately affordable, not too expensive. And and it has good lasting power and performance. If you like to layer fragrances, I really feel like this is a wonderful layering fragrance because it's simple, but anything you add this fragrance to will automatically just become caramelized and sweet and gourmand and delicious. So I kind of want to get my hands on this fragrance just as a layering tool because it's just divine. You have to check out Salt Caramel if you love caramel fragrances. One that actually is very similar to this, which you could say is a dupe, is Cherosa 62 by Sol de Janeiro. And the notes are fairly similar. So oh sorry, my bad, it's Cherosa 71. The 62 is their original, 71 is one of their newer ones. So Cherosa 71 has caramel, macadamia, white chocolate, vanilla, sea salt, and coconut nectar. And so they both have that caramel sea salt thing going on. And although this has some other notes, it's the same exact vibe as Salt Caramel. Okay, picture this. You're walking into a carnival and there's a kettle corn stand and you pass by it and you get a huge whiff of that just hot, fresh caramel corn. That is what these two fragrances smell like. So if you want a more affordable body mist dupe for Shay and Blue Salt Caramel, go with Cherosa 71. The next one on my list is a Xerjoff, and this is the infamous Lira. Lira has notes of blood orange, bergamot, lavender, cinnamon, licorice, and jasmine, and then the base caramel, vanilla, and musk. But when I smell Lira, what I really got was a delicious lemon cookie. And I think I said this in one of my other videos. Imagine you have one of those lemon cookies or lemon bars with that tangy lemon gooey inside and then just sprinkles of powdered sugar on top. That is what Lira smells like to me. You definitely get a little bit of that licorice in the mid, but it's not super prominent and it dies down fairly quickly. But if you love delicious lemony vanillic desserts, that is what I get from Lira. It's on the softer side. I wouldn't say it's a heavy hitter, but it does perform well. And it's the kind of gourmand I think you could wear all year round because it's not super heavy and the citruses brighten it up and make it very versatile. So if you want to smell like a fresh baked lemon bar with powdered sugar sprinkled on top, I would recommend Lira by Xerjoff. Next fragrance is one that I haven't heard that many people talk about, but Jeanne Antoinette is the first person I've seen talk about this, and I tried it a while ago and I couldn't agree with her descriptions more. And this is Gourmand Bakhoor by Josette Parfums. Now they have two versions of this. There's Gourmand Bakhoor and Gourmand Bakhoor Creme de la Creme, and they are both the epitome of heavy hitter gourmand fragrances. Let me tell you guys, it does not get more gourmand than these two fragrances. So, Gourmand Bakhoor has notes of milk, caramel, smoke, caramel, incense, and leather, toffee, and incense. So you can tell already from the notes, they are not messing around with this. It's basically a toffee bomb. It's caramel, toffee, and smokiness because there's incense in there a couple times and some milky creaminess. That is what I get from Gourmand Bakhoor. It is extremely sweet. So if you don't like extremely sweet fragrances, I would steer clear of these fragrances, but at the same time, it is so well done. It smells like an absolute snack. You want to eat this fragrance when you smell it. Gourmand Bakhoor is a powerhouse. They are not messing around. It is strong. I would classify this as a beast mode gourmand. So if you want something that's gonna make you smell like a literal candy bar, a toffee smoky candy bar, and you love really sweet, really powerful gourmands, I think you would die over Gourmand Bakhoor. Now, Gourmand Bakhoor Creme de la Creme is less toffee and more chocolatey and nutty. So it kind of smells like a Reese's peanut butter cup or a Snickers bar. It's more of like a chocolate bar versus a toffee. So, I mean, I am not really about smelling like a Snickers, but at the same time, I know people love it. So if you want to smell like chocolatey and peanut buttery, I would go for Gourmand Bakhoor Creme de la Creme. If you want to smell like a smoky toffee bomb, go for the original Gourmand Bakhoor. Both are beast mode and both are moderately affordable, especially for a niche fragrance and for the quality you're getting. Next on my list is a fruity gourmand, and you know I had to include this because this is one of the best fruity gourmands I've ever gotten my nose on, and I'm talking about Mango Skin. And this is by Vilhelm Parfumerie. And I know Demi Rawling just did a big review on all of these fragrances, so you're probably familiar if you watch a lot of YouTube videos on fragrance. But Mango Skin is such a delicious gourmand fragrance. The notes in Mango Skin are mango, orange, and violet at the top, frangipane, mango, blossom, and ylang ylang in the mid, and blackcurrant, musk, red wine, and civet in the base. Imagine you're eating a super ripe, juicy mango, and it's almost overly ripe and syrupy sweet. That is what Mango Skin smells like. I mean, it's really not a very complex fragrance, but the way it's done is just beautiful. My best friend actually owns this fragrance, and it is a powerhouse. Let me tell you, when she wears Mango Skin, the whole room fills up with this fragrance. It projects an arm's length away at least. It's sweet, it's delectable, it's juicy, it's fruity. I think it will be so fantastic for the summer and the spring. It's very tropical and uplifting. If you love fruity gourmands and you love mango, I think that Mango Skin is absolutely worth every penny because it's gorgeous packaging, it's incredible performance, and it's probably the best mango fragrance on the market. So just putting that out there, check out Mango Skin by Vilhelm Parfumerie. Next is one I talked about on my last video on my recent haul, and this is Angel Au Crossiere 2020 by Mugler. And this, I would definitely classify this as a gourmand fragrance. It's extremely sweet, it's extremely fruity. Let's go over the notes. The notes in Angel Au Crossiere are fig nectar, praline, patchouli, vanilla, and magnolia. So it's fairly simple, and it's just a beautiful, ripe, juicy fig. And because of that vanilla and that magnolia, it has a creamy quality about it. And I think the magnolia paired with the vanilla and the fig almost translates to coconut. So I think even if you're not the biggest fan of fig, because oftentimes fig fragrances are green, this has no greenness to it, and the patchouli is very understated. And if you like coconut and fruity fragrances, I still think you could get along with this fragrance because it almost translates to a creamy coconut fruity drink. That's the kind of gourmand that this fragrance is. It's super delicious. It's like Mango Skin. It's tropical, it's juicy, it's mouth-watering. This is more creamy than Mango Skin. I think Mango Skin is a little more bright and uplifting, but this is delicious. If you love fruity gourmands and you love coconut tropical scents, I highly suggest checking this out before they discontinue it because we all know they love to discontinue the flankers. Let's talk about a very affordable fragrance, and this is a body mist from Bath & Body Works, Pumpkin Pecan Waffles. Now, guys, first of all, I just have to keep mentioning this because the performance and the longevity of this body spray continues to blow my mind. The notes on Pumpkin Pecan Waffles are maple syrup, golden waffles, pumpkin spice, and brown sugar. You get a little bit of pumpkin, but mostly it smells like when you walk into an ice cream shop and they're making those fresh cinnamon waffle cones, and it just makes your mouth water. That is what I get from this fragrance. It is so delicious. And let me tell you, my boyfriend wears this all the time. It's his signature scent pretty much. Don't ask me why, but he adores it. When I tell you I can smell this on him 24 hours, given I'm very close to him, I'm always like kissing him and nuzzling him, so I can get right up close and intimate, but it's there. It just sinks into the skin and it does not go anywhere. I am shocked with the lasting power of this. It's so gourmand, it's so delicious. If you want to smell like a fresh cinnamon waffle cone and you want a really high quality, long lasting body spray. I highly recommend checking this out, guys. It's super underrated and I'm just so impressed with this over and over again. Let's talk about a fragrance by Kilian, and this is a different kind of gourmand than we've been talking about, and I wanted to include this because although it's not your typical gourmand, nevertheless it is a gourmand, and this is Princess by Kilian. This is a marshmallow green tea bomb. The notes in Princess by Kilian are lemon, green tea, ginger, peach, hedione, jasmine, and apple, and in the base marshmallow, vanilla, and benzoin. But really what I get from this is a really powdery green tea latte with little marshmallows floating on your green tea latte. It's creamy, it's airy, it's not a very heavy fragrance. There's a very aromatic airiness to this, and it's also not super sweet. And this is one of the reasons why I never purchased this fragrance, because to me, I love the smell of matcha and I love drinking matcha, but it can be quite bitter. And I think you really need a heavy dose of sweetness to counteract that bitter quality. This fragrance doesn't really have that much sweetness. It has the creaminess and fluffiness from the marshmallow, but it's not necessarily super sweet. So if you love the way a matcha green tea latte smells, but picture it's an unsweetened matcha latte with almond milk and little marshmallows floating on the top. That is what Princess by Kilian smells like. So there you have it, guys. Those were 10 incredibly true gourmand fragrances. We got fruity, we got toffee, we got caramel, we got all the goods in this range. I really hope you found something that you want to try out if you're looking to smell like an absolute snack. I will talk to you guys very soon in my next video, and I hope you have a wonderful day.